Slowly drop the beats. I can't hear it, but apparently YouTube can, and that's all that matters, baby. What is up, everybody? It is the Trip Kings, baby, and I'm joined by Nick the Geek as always. And if you were thinking you were going to be watching the AEW Dynamite Boomer Busts, the joke is on you because we got Forbidden Door this weekend, and I decided that's probably a more fun topic to discuss. So that's what we're doing tonight. Nick, how the heck have you been? And I guess I'll just ask you, how did you enjoy Dynamite last night, since we won't be talking much about it?
Good, Jim. No complaints this week. I've slept, which has been miraculous and fun. Dynamite, I thoroughly enjoyed. Chris Jericho stole the show. Just that whole bit was great. With Suzuki, it was just it's great. Jericho's face, just fantastic work. I'm happy with the show. I like to see a lot of the guys from New Japan this close to Forbidden Door, so that was cool. No bad matches as per usual. Everything was good. Anything I didn't like? And good on Mariah May for taking a champagne bottle to the head.
As that added to the story, I thought it was great. I liked it. I appreciated it. Of course, the learning tree was awesome as always.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the gift that keeps on giving.
Just makes me smile.
The only thing that left me kind of like, what's up? I don't know what match they're going with Chris Jericho at Forbidden Door now. Are we getting Jericho versus Suzuki, or are we getting the 6-man?
I think we're getting the 6-man, and Suzuki has agreed to partner with him under the condition that he gets an FTW title match after Forbidden Door.
If you got that from that, congratulations, because I was confused. I was like, because he's like, I'm not teaming with you in the free. Yeah, I was reading it too, and I was still like, it doesn't seem like he wants to work with him. So it was
but the gist of what I got is he will team with him if he gets an FTW title match.
Okay, I'm gonna look this up real quick because I might add it to our list here. Just to get it out of the way, we're not doing 0-hour predictions because it's too much.
And because realistically, we'd be here for a week. If we had every match that's going to be
is good, maybe 10 based on if I can find something about the situation.
Yeah.
Then again, it's probably something they'll like make official on Rampage or something like that, and we're not doing it before Rampage. Okay, hold up, no, that isn't it. So I'm just gonna leave it off because I just don't know. I just don't know. But you know what? No, we are going to. I think it's going to be a 6-man match.
So do I.
And the partner is still to be announced. That's what I'm getting from this website right here. I'm gonna look at another one just to see. New match is set for Forbidden Door, PW Mania. Yeah, so this is 3 sites I've checked, and all 3 of them say there's still a trios match. So we're going to go with that.
Okay.
And what better way to start off than with that one? We're going to go ahead and just get that one out the way. Trios match. Chris Jericho. Well, what am I saying? The Learning Tree. Minus the Bad Apple with a partner to be announced. That sucks that he's in the group and he's already hurt.
I know.
Taking on
the show, I believe.
Taking on Samoa Joe, Hook, and Shibata. One of my new favorites. So,
speaking spell.
First and foremost, you think Suzuki is his partner. You think that's happening. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to go with that assumption as well, that he is, because he should be on the Forbidden Door card. He is awesome. I love Murder Grandpa. I hate it when I see people talking shit about him. I just want to tell Murder Grandpa so that he can go do what Murder Grandpa does and murder them with chops. But the Samoa Joe, Hook, and Shibata, that's a new little faction they got going on. But then again, the Learning Tree's a new faction. They got their feet under them. This is one of those iffy matches. We were talking about this before we went on the air. Some of these are iffy. Some of them not so much. This is an iffy one for me. Mm-hmm. What about you? What do you think? What do you think?
Well, I think there's a couple of ways it can go. You could give the win to Hook, pinning Jericho, which would set up a future FTW title match for Hook to try and get his belt back. But it's, I think, more than likely a case that the Learning Tree wins because Hook's not ready yet in storyline. Not that he's not ready as a wrestler, but he's not the guy he needs to be as far as Joe's concerned.
Yeah, Joe's not ready yet. Burning to give him.
Yeah. So honestly, I think it's more likely that we go with that, and it's a pay-per-view, and let's not forget, Jericho very rarely loses on pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's true. But technically, they could lose, and it doesn't affect the Learning Tree at all.
No, because Suzuki can get pinned.
Yes. So that's why this is why I actually kind of like Suzuki being added to this. I hate seeing him get pinned because he's Murder Grandpa. But I do like it because it adds that little bit to it that makes me go like, man, this really could go either way. And those kinds of matches make me zone in and pay more attention. I'm going to be more into this match. So, Hook is not ready for sure. I don't even think he's ready as a wrestler.
No.
But that's me. I'm not clowning on him. He just needs some polishing. Hopefully Joe gets him there. On that team side, though, I feel like Shibata is there to be the guy that could take a pin, and it
wouldn't hurt anybody.
Man, I know there's so many people soured on Jericho and all this stuff. I love this match. I do love this match.
I think this match is going to be loads of fun.
Yeah, for sure. Shibata and Suzuki having a face-off. How excited are you for that?
That's going to be cool. That hasn't happened in a long time either.
Yeah,
a long time.
That'll be a nice little thing to give the New Japan fans. So that's a cool one. Who are you gonna go with here? I gotta ask you first. So I'm
gonna go with the Learning Tree.
Okay, so Nick says the Learning Tree because Chris Jericho told him so.
Yeah.
Here's my problem.
Okay.
I think Suzuki's there to take a pin. I just do. I hate it because that's all I ever see him do when he's on the AEW TV. He's just taking pins.
Unfortunately.
Come on, man. It sucks, but it is what it is. So with that, the new Hook Samoa Joe Shibata thing, I think they need the win more than the Learning Tree does because the Learning Tree can just blame it on Suzuki, and then that goes off into the Jericho Suzuki thing. But then Jericho also has the thing with Hook going on. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Hook, Joe, and Shibata here for that.
Okay.
Reason. So this is a great way for us to start off.
This is good because it means regardless, even if we pick every match the same from now on, there is a chance one of us has to be wrong.
I'm sure there's a few more we're gonna disagree on. I'm gonna surprise you with some of my picks. I really am.
Okay.
But I don't even know if you're surprised by this one, but I just think the Samoa the Suzuki thing just makes that. So that's what I feel is happening, and that's why I'm gonna go with Hook, Samoa Joe, and Shibata. I'm gonna go ahead and say Shibata gets the pin on Suzuki. I'm gonna go with extra length and say that. I think that's a cool little way to end that match. Give Shibata
I'll say Jericho pins Hook.
Okay. He says Jericho's going to continue to just bury Hook with that shovel from the Learning. He's going to bury him underneath the Learning Tree. How fucking dastardly is he, this man? All right. So with that, now we can go to the rest of the card that I had pulled up because that one we just added. I literally just added that to this. But now we can go to the meat and bones of this. What is it? The meat and potato. Why did I say meat and bones? I had an edible right before the show, so it might have already started to kick in. I apologize. Anyways, MJF versus Hechicero. I'm going to do this one just to get it out of the way because to me, this is the weakest match on the card. I don't get it. But it also goes in with a theory that I was talking to you about before the show that I'm not going to spill the beans on because this is on paper for the people who are not educated on wrestling across the world and spend their days watching wrestling all day, every day, and they're not that familiar with Hechicero. I do like him, and I know he's good. But on paper,
yes,
he shouldn't be in a match with MJF.
no, he should not.
Pay-per-view in MJF's hometown.
Yeah,
that makes no sense.
No, MJF should be wrestling Hiroshi Tanahashi or Okada or somebody big from Japan, one of the bigger names.
What's
not
Gabe Kidd? Isn't Gabe Kidd like an up-and-coming guy who runs his mouth and talks a lot of smack?
Yes.
Wouldn't that have been a brilliant?
I know, Gabriel is a good one.
Wouldn't that have been a brilliant one to have? They could have went back and forth with each other.
That would have been phenomenal. Gabriel Kidd's always been really good since he started on the indies over here, like WCPW and Defiant. And he's come a long way in New Japan. He's become a bit of a scumbag.
Yeah.
And Max is a bit of a scumbag. So that works kind of well.
That would have been great. Hey, Booker of the Year right here. That's me, Jimmy Bebe. But we're getting Hechicero versus MJF. It's like a layup for the guy. Why would he get a layup? I don't know. Maybe because he's in cahoots with somebody. Maybe.
Wink.
More on that later. We'll see. So is there any way in hell you're taking Hechicero in this match?
No.
So I'm not.
The day the devil needs a snow shovel is the day that Maxwell Jacob Friedman loses this match.
All right. Well, I'm writing you in for Hechicero, whether you like it or not.
No, you are not writing me in for the Alchemist. You are writing me in for MJF. Don't give me that crap.
No, it's MJF. We're done with that one. We're moving on because I don't even mean it to be disrespectful. I just think it's just a crazy match to have. I don't get it. I really don't.
First Roosh. Yeah, again, no disrespect to Roosh. He's a great wrestler, but it made no sense. And this makes no sense.
I was willing to be okay with the Roosh one because at least they let it play out. This one, I just don't get it. I really don't. But good for Hechicero. It's a good spot for him. He's going to get some eyes on him that he's never had before. So awesome. Show out, show up, show out, do all that good stuff, and let people know who you are against AEW's like pride and joy. That's crazy to me. But it's what it is. Now we can move on. Okay. This match. At first, when it got announced, I was like, know how this one's going. But then I kind of changed my mind a little bit. I think it's about 75-25. I'm leaning towards on this one. And I'll let you guess which side I'm leaning more heavily on. We got Orange Cassidy versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Well, you're leaning on the side of Orange Cassidy.
I'm not.
Really?
And it's not because I like Zack Sabre Jr. or anything. It's because Orange Cassidy's that guy that can take a loss in this situation and it's fine. He's like, you have the top tier in AEW and then you have this tier. And this is where Orange Cassidy is. He's somewhere in between the two.
I figure Zack wins the match, then TMDK start beating the hell out of Orange. Stone Pitbull runs down and makes the save. Orange stands tall, even though he lost the match.
So TMDK, that's right, correct? Is that right?
Yeah, the mighty don't kneel.
Okay, so
the mighty don't kneel.
There's three of them. Ishii comes down, runs three of them off. I don't like that. We would need one more. What was the guy we were just talking about? Gabe Kidd, right? Yes.
No, not a chance because he's a massive heel.
No, I know that. But what was he doing? What was he doing in that situation on Dynamite last night?
He kind of was tagging with Roddy on Rampage.
Why?
They're taking on the infantry. I don't know why.
Okay, so I'm looking something up, and I thought we'd talked about this, and we'd come to the agreement that they had wrestle. I'm not seeing Zack Sabre Jr. versus Orange Cassidy anywhere. Have they not wrestled?
They'd already wrestled. Yeah, they have.
When?
Last year.
At Forbidden Door?
Yeah.
Let me look this up, because I'm looking it up, and it's not popping up at all.
They had an international title match while Zack was TV champion. It was champion versus champion, but only the international title was on the line. An orange sweet banner.
Good God, this is a long page I'm looking at. Okay, so we got boom, boom, boom. El Phantasmo was there. MJF beat Tanahashi. Look at that. CM Punk. Okay, so it wasn't a one-on-one match. There we go. It was Orange Cassidy versus Zack Sabre Jr. versus Shibata and Danny Garcia. There we go. Problem solved there. This makes the match a little bit more one-sided to me. Because I feel like Orange getting a win back would have been fine. But, yeah, Zack Sabre Jr. is winning.
Yep.
I don't know if you're not.
And it's about it's obvious I'm picking Zack. The greatest technical wrestler in the world should not be losing to a piece of fruit.
Shut up, man. He's not a piece of fruit. It's not his fault his mama named him that. It's not his fault his mama named him
that. Like it's not his fault he's a ginger, but it still means he's got no soul.
He's got a soul, man. Man's got lots of soul. What I'm hoping the most from this match is I'm not a Zack Sabre Jr. fan. I'm just not. I've made that very clear. But at one point in time, I was not.
You are a man of question. You are a man of questionable taste at times.
But I don't run away from it. I stand 10 toes firm in the ground. I'll say it. Again, it's no disrespect. It's just he's not my cup of tea. But again, at one point in time, Will Ospreay was in that boat too. I just didn't like him.
Very true.
Then he had a match with Orange Cassidy. And that is arguably my favorite match in the history of AEW. And that's what turned me into a Will Ospreay fan. So, the hope here is that Orange Cassidy can do the unthinkable twice and turn me into a fan of somebody that I just fucking refuse to enjoy.
You know, Jim, I just think you're biased against British wrestlers.
That's not true. That's not true. At one point in time, I was looking into moving to the UK because my favorite MMA fighter was Dan Hardy. I love the Britain scene, buddy. I love it. I love it. Man,
okay.
I would say 75% of my friends are from over there. I love it. I think Zack Sabre Jr. is boring, though. But hopefully, Orange Cassidy can pull it out of him and turn me into at least someone who's like, he's not boring. I could deal with Zack Sabre Jr. But that's the hope.
Fair enough.
So here's our first bonus question. This will be a fun one, and I promise you, I will not lie. Do you think that by the end of this match, Jimmy will be a fan of Zack Sabre Jr.?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to say no because that's just who I am. But I'm not going to lie. I won't do that. I'm not that guy looking for easy points.
I trust you, Jim.
Yes, thank you very much. You have no reason not to trust me. That's my thing, though. I will not be a fan. Nick, he's very, very, very confident in Zack Sabre Jr. that I will be one. So we shall see. That's the first bonus question of the night. We have to add some bonus ones in because there's predictable ones in here. So with that said,
there's only one match that's going to take us differently.
Let's go ahead. We're gonna go to the Elites. Oh man, this is probably my least favorite match, other than the MJF Hechicero, because it's just so random. The New Elite taking on Hiroshi Tanahashi and the Acclaimed, because putting Billy Gunn in that situation would have made more sense. I don't know. They just wanted to force Tanahashi on the card. That's fine. I have no issues with Tanahashi. But Okada and Tanahashi, they have a lot of history too. So that's another cool thing for the American audience to kind of see happen. That's cool.
Yes, it is.
I'm kind of excited about it. So with that, though, other than that possibility, well, it's not a possibility. They're going to end up facing off with each other. What's your excitement level for this match? And who do you got winning it?
Is it about a 5 for this one? Honestly, the Elite are going to win. Okada's going to pin Tanahashi for like the 50th time. I believe, so it's not 50, it's 38 at the moment. He holds 38 victories over Hiroshi Tanahashi, so this will be his 39th.
Is that a fact?
I think so.
I'm going to look this up. Wrong. That's an insane number.
I'm sure it's around 30. That includes tag matches, by the way, not one-on-one.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to look up just Okada. It's Tanahashi. Like I said, I'm not excited about this match.
Like 400. They've wrestled each other like nearly 100 times in a few years.
Then why is everybody okay with that? Jesus Christ. 62 times on Cage Match.
There you go.
That's the wow, that's a lot. The highest rated being 9.68. That's a high ass rating right there.
Yeah.
Way back in 2016, in which it doesn't tell me who won. But based on what you're telling me, it was probably
Okada wins the majority. Yeah. He is Tanahashi's greatest rival and Tanahashi's greatest opponent. And Tanahashi from day one was there to make Okada the star. Because Tanahashi had been the guy for like 6 years who kept New Japan afloat by carrying the belt on his back. And then Okada came back from his excursion from Japan as Gedo's young man. But God, that was when Okada was a heel. And Tanahashi just made him, and he made himself in their first match. It was incredible. And every single time they meet up, they mesh so well. Even at Tanahashi's age now, they really gel as performers with each other in the ring. They've just got a chemistry that is very rare.
That's good. I'm looking forward to that because what I've seen of Tanahashi is nothing special, but I also know it's at the tail end of his career. I should not be judging him based on what I've seen. It's not fair. I know that. But interesting here that I just picked this. It was the top rated match. So that's the one I clicked on. I looked at the card. The co-main event of this match in 2016. I will give you 1 bonus point right now if you can guess what it was.
Sorry,
has nothing to do with Forbidden Door, but whatever. It's crazy to me that this was a co-main event. What is it, 8 years ago? Based on where these two are at right now, it's nuts.
I've got a clue.
Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title, IWGP Intercontinental title.
Crazy.
It's crazy to think that in 2016 those guys were. Like, it just seems like they've been in WWE forever at this point.
That was the AJ Nakamura match as well. They beat the snot out of each other. That's why so many people were disappointed with the one they had at WrestleMania, right? Because they didn't batter each other in the way they did in that match. And
then the opening match, this is crazy to me. It had Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly and Ricochet in. And again, I feel like Undisputed Era. That's crazy to me. Wow. Anyway.
Mate, the crazy thing is so many people go through New Japan tours before they make it big in the States. It's the done thing now.
It's okay. We're both picking the Elite here. I'm not even going to give this match any more of my time because, again, I think it was a sloppy one together. And I've been praising
going to be the people that have all the belts.
Yes. I've been praising them so much for the build on this show, and then all of a sudden they give us this, and I'm like, what the what? And again, it doesn't make any sense for Billy Gunn to not be in it since he's part of.
No,
I don't get it. I don't get it. But
I love Tanahashi, but it makes far more sense for Billy to have just been the 6th man because an Okada Billy Gunn standoff would have been really nice.
Okay. Yeah. Like, give us shit. Like, that would have been cool.
It would have been cool.
This is a big, I don't want to say big fail. This is a fail, in my opinion, this match. Like, it was just, what are we doing here? But now we'll go into one of the ones that I was kind of, I'll say 75-25. That's the easy way to put it. I was 75-25 on this one. But now that I've kind of seen him a few times and I've started to become a little bit of a fan of him, my biasness is making me lean more towards that 50-50 range. Bryan Danielson versus Shingo Takagi in the Owen Hart tournament first round match.
Yeah.
Now, I know I'd be crazy not to take Bryan Danielson. I know this. I know this for a fact. But I really like Shingo Takagi.
Shingo's awesome.
I really like
IWGP
and the promo
IWGP heavyweight champ.
the promo that I just saw Bryan Danielson where he's talking about he's tired of losing and tired of failing and all this other stuff just has me thinking like Bryan's the kind of guy who he has no problem taking losses to further something. And this would be a great way to get
Bryan has zero personal ambition.
Exactly.
He only has ambition for the business, not for himself.
And this is going to be a crazy comparison, but I compare him to The Rock and Scott Hall. They both were so selfless when it came to putting people over. Like completely selfless. And that's where I put him in that group. It's a crazy group of wrestlers there. The Rock, Scott Hall, Bryan Danielson. Man, that's a car ride right there. So I'm gonna let you go first here. You're more educated on Shingo. I'm just recently on him. What do you think about this match? And who you got?
Super excited. This is the match that I am one of the two matches I'm looking forward to most on the card. 3 matches I'm looking forward to most on the card. Shingo is a tank of a man for his size. He fights like and wrestles like someone who's 3 times bigger than that. It's Dragon versus Dragon, which I love. It's very professional wrestling, which I think is fantastic. But I should say, anyone who doesn't pick Bryan Danielson is a nitwit. You're a complete idiot. Bryan is winning this match. Yeah, Bryan is winning this match. Hook, line, and sinker. He needs to win this match and then lose against Pac in the semis or the final, should I say, of his bracket. And then go on a tour of self-realization. But he's winning this match. I love Shingo. Like I said, Shingo's a former IWGP heavyweight, open neverweight, tag team trios, and intercontinental champion. I think he's a Grand Slam winner like Jay White. And his work has always been impeccable. He doesn't age. But he's also, just like Bryan, selfless. Shingo puts people over all the freaking time.
Then he's my kind of guy. So he's definitely my kind of guy then. Yeah, I've always gravitated toward those people. So yeah.
He's so cool. But he's not winning this match. He's not winning this match. Bryan's winning this match. Bryan needs to win this match to further the storyline, to further everything with his character that's going on at the moment. So Bryan Danielson winning.
Okay, so I'm looking at the tournament brackets for the Owen Hart tournament right now, and I'm trying to piece together what I think could be the final that makes the most sense. What could be a final that makes Bryan Danielson crack because he's tired of falling short? Because you think it's Pac-a-Pac versus Jay White in the finals, yes?
Yes.
That's your idea.
Yes.
I have not picked the finals match. I just picked the winner. And the person that picked to win it, we don't even know if he's in it. Like, I'm pretty sure he's in it, but I don't know if he's in it. I got Hangman Adam Page. And now I'm looking at this and I'm like, who makes the most sense to face Hangman Adam Page in the finals? And Bryan Danielson makes the most sense.
He does.
Because they face each other. So Bryan could have that, like, oh, I faced you the first time. I've learned from my mistakes. I'm going to get you this time. But then it doesn't happen because Hangman Adam Page is winning this Owen Hart tournament, whether y'all like it or not. So
he's not even been announced yet, people, but he's winning it, and you don't have a choice.
You don't. You're getting Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland for the AEW title all in, and that's your match. So with that, I have to go with Bryan Danielson in this match, which makes me upset because, again, I've seen 2 Shingo Takagi matches. But do you know that it's like a picture of the strong man? He goes,
yes.
That's who Shingo reminds me of.
Yes.
And that's what I needed to be like, okay, show me what you got. And then I was telling you before we went on, when he went face to face with Moxley and he was brawling with Moxley and he came out on top, I was like, done. This guy's awesome. I'm all in on this guy. I love him. He's fantastic. But unfortunately, Shingo, I'm sorry if you're watching. I can't pick you here. I am a fan, You got a new fan in me. I can't pick you though, and I gotta go with Bryan Danielson here, so that he can fall and fail in the finals. So Hangman Adam Page. Imagine that a CM Punk fan is pushing a Hangman Adam Page agenda, dude. That's insane. That's insane. So we got Bryan Danielson here. So 1, 2, 3. We got 3 of the same picks so far. We need to change that up, and I think we're about to, because the next match, no, we're not. We're not. The 6-man ladder match for the TNT title. We got Jack Perry, Mark Briscoe, Konosuke Takeshita, Lio Rush, Dante Martin, and the 6th person who will not be announced until Rampage or Collision, one of the two. I'm not 100% sure. But if you haven't seen the spoilers for it, close your ears because I'm going to give it away anyway, or just skip through this part because it's El Phantasmo. I love Smell Phantasmo. He's one of the few people that during the first Forbidden Door I became a fan of. I was like, this guy has something. Yeah. I love it. I love it. But I'm eliminating him from the win right out the gate because nobody from New Japan is winning this title. So Lio Rush is out of this too. He's not winning this belt. This is not happening. So with that, I want to know who you think is winning. But before you do that, I want to know who you want to win it. So we can make this a little bit more fun.
I want ELP to win it.
My man.
Right. I love El Phantasmo. I've been watching him since he wrestled in garages. I remember watching a storyline on Defiant Professional Wrestling, which is all about somebody stealing his sunglasses that went on for 3 months. He has done so much and grinded his ass off for so many years. I'd love to see him win the TNT Championship. It'd be so good. But Jack Perry's winning this match. Without a shadow of a doubt. Jack Perry is winning this match. By hook or by crook, Jack Perry will win because it just makes sense. And sometimes wrestling needs to make sense. So, yes, Jack Perry all the way. I'd rather it was ELP.
Sometimes it needs to make sense. Come on, isn't that y'all's catchphrase on the Wrestling Legion? Make it make sense. It always has to make sense, man. Come on, man. So, you said ELP. As much as I would want him to win it, I just know that there's it's like -% chance he's winning. So I'm not gonna say I would love to see him win it, but realistically, Takeshita, because I've been on the Takeshita bandwagon since the first time I saw him. I think he's incredible.
Yeah,
and I think at one point in his career, 2-3 years from now, he could literally be the best wrestler in the world. He's that good.
I agree.
I think he could be there. But, man, I want to see him do a blue thunder bomb to someone off a ladder. I want to see. He's done it off the top rope, so there's no way. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
I want to see him to do it off the ladder onto another ladder.
Lio Rush, your time is here. You're going to get murdered at Forbidden Door by a blue thunder bomb from Konosuke Takeshita off the ladder, through another ladder to the floor. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. That's why I'm the Booker of the Year, because I come up with these crazy, awesome spots. Realistically, though, it's probably Mark Briscoe's spot because he's a nutcase too.
Yeah, because Mark's insane.
Yeah. I love him for it, though. I love him.
He's hilarious, but he's insane. And he's cutting the best promos on AEW television right now.
Second best. Second best. And
who?
Mina Shirakawa. Mina Shirakawa, baby. That's not her dance, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And just like the last segment where I was pushing for Hangman Page to win the Owen Hart tournament, as a CM Punk fan, this is going to sound absolutely crazy, but of course I'm taking Jack Perry because I'm all in on Jack Perry. He's awesome. He is fantastic, and yeah, there's no hook and crook here. He's just gonna win it because that's just what's gonna happen. He's going to win this. If he doesn't,
it might as well be written in the stars.
Yeah. You might as well go to Wikipedia. I'm gonna go to Wikipedia after this. I'm just gonna go ahead and write Jack Perry wins the match. He's not just in it.
Yeah,
because I'm that certain it's gonna happen. That's a extremelycredible.com exclusive for y'all in case y'all didn't know. So we could just move on from that. Jack Perry will be TNT champion at the end of this ladder match, and now we can get into some of the real fun ones. These are the ones I'm most excited about. First up, you know what? I'm saving it for last because it's my favorite.
Okay.
We're going to go to Jon Moxley versus Naito. Now, I know a little bit about Naito.
Naito.
I do like how he's just like,
Naito.
You're all Naito. Well, my bad. Naito. Sorry, everybody. I'm learning. I do try. Naito. I do like how he's y'all on my time.
Oh,
that shit's awesome.
You,
that shit fantastic. Awesome. I love that.
He's been doing that. He's actually got a lot more faster with it because now he uses those tearaway pants, whereas previously he used to actually wear a full-on suit.
Well,
and then a big coat over his suit. Yeah, he'll wear a full-on suit and probably have a big, massive coat on as well. And he'll make Moxley wait about 10 minutes for him to do his entrance to take his gear off.
He's Roman Reigns. That's what he is.
Yes. Yeah, pretty much. Tetsuya Naito is Roman Reigns in a lot of ways. He's the mob boss. He's in his 40s now, so he's been getting on. But this is another one of the matches I'm really looking forward to because when Wrestle Kingdom, they beat the snot. Not Wrestle Kingdom, Dominion. They beat the snot out of each other. No, they beat the snot out of each other. It was an absolute shit can fight. And I am super excited to see what they do this time. Naito is my favorite wrestler from New Japan. I've loved him for years. Everything he's ever done, I thought was gold. Even when he was the Stardust Prince. He used to have fantastic banger matches against Okada and Tanahashi, where New Japan was really struggling, and those three guys were trying to become the new Three Musketeers. And then he went off to Mexico, and when he came back and formed Los Ingobernables de Japón, and just changed his entire character and his look to basically being a video game mob boss.
Okay.
And that's the Naito we have now. I love the guy. I honestly believe this is Gato wants his belt back off John. So Naito's going to win this match.
Man, so question. And it's not the first time. I was going to say, was Naito, I don't know, I caught myself there. Was Naito the first person that Jon Moxley fought when he left WWE? But it doesn't look like that's the case.
No.
They have had it was reasonable feud. It was okay. Caught myself. It's Juice Robinson. So they've wrestled each other twice before. Moxley has won both times.
Yes.
Moxley's the one he won the title from Naito. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So with that said, who are you picking?
Naito.
Fuck. Dang it, man. Yeah.
I wasn't ever going to bet. Gato wants his belt back. That's all it boils down to. They never give the IWGP title to a foreigner for long, especially when he wasn't contracted to the company. They gave him the belt so Naito could win it back at this show because New Japan was sick and tired of being on the losing end of all the big matches at Forbidden Door. Gato's been publicly unhappy about the booking. This is Tony's way of saying, sorry, Naito's getting his belt back.
Hey, all the people who have won as a New Japan talent, where are they now?
All in AEW.
That doesn't bode well for Zack Sabre Jr., everybody. Just so y'all know. That's another extremelycredible.com exclusive. Zack Sabre Jr., when his contract is up, is going to be in AEW. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
No, without a shadow of doubt.
It used the idea.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Man. Yeah, I'm picking Naito. I hate that we just picked the same person, bro. I hate it. But yeah, I'm taking Naito because he's already lost twice to Moxley. He has to beat him. He has to. Yeah. And it's a good win for New Japan here because they need him. For Forbidden Door to be entertaining, there has to be the possibility of the AEW talent losing more than just like one match. So yeah, Naito. We're both taking Naito there. I'm excited about this match though. So I think it's gonna be amazing. I think this one could be the match.
It's gonna be awesome.
Match of the night.
I honestly think it does. Naito has probably the coolest finish in professional wrestling in the Destino, the flipping reverse DDT. It's great. The way he gets into it's really cool. The way he delivers it every time, especially for a guy of his size. Moxley has this very frenetic, explosive style that matches up very well with him because Naito's the exact opposite. And sometimes that really works. And in this case, it really, really works.
Yeah. Opposites always.
I cannot wait for this one.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for this one.
And it gives, because I love watching Moxley. I'm one of the few online that is of that opinion. Like, let me rephrase.
Proponent of John.
Someone who actually enjoys WWE. I also enjoy John Moxley. That's a very rare combination. I'll put it that way.
That is true.
Yes, so I do like watching Moxley matches, especially ones where they mesh well with him. I think he meshes well with a lot more people than people want to give him credit for, because he does. He's a brawler and he's so good at it.
As you know, I call him the modern day Terry Funk.
And
in so many ways he is.
Yeah, I know.
I love Terry Funk.
Yeah.
And it's just Moxley to me represents everything Terry represented when he was in the business at his peak. He's the outside brawler who fights from underneath every single time and will give you every spit and feather if you have to break his back. And he works just like Terry everywhere.
So
John Moxley works GCW, New Japan, AEW, PWG. He'll work everywhere.
The one thing I like about Moxley that I don't think it's talked about enough is there are those few occasions, and it makes those occasions even way more cool to me, where he gets caught in a legit wrestling match. And he gets out wrestled for sure, and then he has to resort to the brawling in the end to kind of seal it in. But it's not like he's getting schooled. This isn't William Regal versus Goldberg. That's not what's happening here. He holds his own for the most. And I don't think he gets the credit for those that he should. I love Moxley. I do. I don't. I have a lot of people who give me shit for it, and I'm like, I don't care, man. Moxley's awesome. He's fun, and he's way better than a lot of people. And I hate that he's not winning, because I would have loved to see Moxley and Danielson all in for the IWGP title. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, that would have been really good, but unfortunately,
I know. Yeah. Dang it, man. I can't believe we just picked the same one there. I thought we were going to go different for sure. You're using logic here, man. Quit using that. All right. Next match.
No. That's how I book.
No, but I book with logic too. But when I'm picking winners, sometimes I don't pick logically. I think what would be really cool and just hope for the best. That's why I lose in the WWE prediction shows, because I'm like, this would be so cool if this happened. It's gonna happen, and then it doesn't happen.
I want your title.
Okay. Bonus question: will Moxley bleed? Just joking. We know he's going to. We're gonna move on to the next question. Next match. The next three matches, to me, I think the builds for these matches were absolutely awesome. They were what they needed to be, with what they had at their disposal. Obviously, Stephanie Vaquer was not available week by week to help build this match, but with the video packages they had, having her wrestle Mercedes wrestle her tag partner, the video promos where they were Mercedes was going at Stephanie Vaquer, and then making us wait for Stephanie Vaquer to finally have a rebuttal against her in one of those videos, was awesome. It was so well done, and again, I think AEW should be getting credit here, because that's the kind of shit that they've been told they need to do, and they're doing it. So, good job. Thank you very much. And now I'm invested in this match. Even though we all know who's winning it, I'm still invested in it. You don't think, what? What do you mean, what?
I said, oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were like, what? Like you were questioning that. Like, what?
No. I said, yeah. This is the most obvious match on the entire freaking card.
It's not more obvious than MJF Hechicero.
Okay, second most obvious match on the entire card.
Thank you. We're gonna battle about that all the time. But I'm very excited to see Stephanie Vaquer. I thought about going and watching some of her matches, but I think they did such a good job building it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let her surprise me in the match so I can see it live. Because there's nothing beats live wrestling. Watching old matches is fun, but it doesn't have the same feel for me. So I want to see her live for the first time. I want to get the feel of it, and I'm excited for it, because obviously she has to be good if she's with Mercedes at Forbidden Door, and she's the NJPW, New Japan Strong Champion.
New
right?
Japan Strong Champion.
There we go.
New
All
Japan
right.
Strong Women's Champion. Fun fact, they actually made that belt for Mercedes.
Yep. And then she couldn't
Like
even. Did she ever win it? She didn't win it, did she?
I know she broke her ankle in the final.
Yeah, that's what I thought. She broke her
So
ankle in the match. She was supposed to win it, and then she never won it.
Yes.
So like she's winning it now.
Oh yeah.
So
100% Mercedes Moné is winning this match.
He said Monet. I'm going to pick my winner in dance. Because Nick loves this dance.
No,
This is the
I
dance
hate
that
that
Nick
for
does.
death.
Between each gaming match he has that he wins, he just breaks out in this dance. Like, oh, CEO. Mercedes Moné is definitely winning this match. She's gonna have 2 belts. And then what's she gonna do?
Yeah.
She's gonna go for a 3rd belt? Of course she
No,
is. She's gonna be belt collector. That's what she's going for here, isn't she?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, more than bloody likely.
She better stay away. We're gonna get to that one because I'm gonna get myself
from TNA.
We're gonna. They're not going to TNA. The TNA said, "Get out of here, AEW. We don't want to work with you no more." That did not work out well last time.
No.
So next match, the match I am easily most excited for. This might be the best built match AEW has ever done for a pay-per-view. I think it's been awesome. It's been wonderful. And the fact that it continues after this match makes it even cooler because it adds an extra element to the match with Mariah May. Of course, I'm talking about Toni Storm versus Mina Shirakawa. With Mariah May stuck in the middle, which way is she going to go? So, with that said, first and foremost, bonus question, which side does Mariah May side with here?
Tony. I think that's the champagne bottle was supposed to be the instigator in Mariah's doubt in Mina. And it's like she loves Mina, but she worships Tony. And that's different. So I think Mariah's going to stick with Tony because I think there's a hell of a lot more story to be told with those two.
All right. I hope you don't get mad at my answer because I'm going to say Mariah. You know what? No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. I think Mariah sides with Mina Shirakawa. I think the champagne bottle was a look over here and then swoosh. It's going to smack us in the face. Right. What? Because who's winning the Owen Hart tournament for the women?
Mariah May.
Yeah. It's and Toni Storm is the champion. More clearly, more than likely, it will be the champion going into All In. And there's your match.
And Mariah's from London.
Yeah. I'm not against this at all because Mariah May, I've said this multiple times. Anytime I'm on the podcast or anything like that, Mariah May comes up. She's awesome. She's probably my favorite thing in AEW right now. That's crazy for me. Like she's been phenomenal.
The crazy thing about Mariah is not only is she a beautiful girl, but she's crazy good in the ring.
She's violent.
Crazy good in the ring.
Violent.
Yes. She's stiff. But she's worked in Stardom for a long, long time, so they're all stiff.
So I think the Forbidden Door match will be the thing that sets Mariah May towards the next part of this journey. To where, no, this is all about me. You guys were fighting over me. I'm the star. Because even Toni Storm has gone from treating her as kind of like, yeah, you're my understudy to I care about this girl. So it's the perfect time to get her and set up that thing. Because then Mariah May has to like get through that tournament to get there. We know she's winning it, so that's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I think she sides with Mina here. Now, how that works and Toni Storm still wins, not sure. Sorry, I don't know. Maybe it happens after the match. I don't know. I think it's possible that that Mariah probably doesn't pick one during the match, and then afterwards she tries to get them to do something. Toni Storm's like, no, and then that's when Mariah blocks her and then leaves with Mina Shirakawa because I think that's more fun than just having
Yeah.
I don't want them to be friendly going into to All In. So even though we got 2 months, that's a month and a half.
Month and a half.
Yeah, even though we got a month and a half, I still think now is the time to pull the trigger. So that's me. I'm taking Mariah siding with Mina, and then I'm taking Toni Storm winning the match.
Okay.
I don't know how it works, but that's how I'm doing.
I'm also taking Toni winning the match.
Of course, you're taking Toni. You're a Toni Storm mark.
I'm never. Yeah, you're damn right. I am. That girl's amazing. Best thing in women's wrestling has been for years.
For years.
Years.
For years, bro.
Years. Best thing in women's wrestling for years. She was just never noticed.
He sounded like me. We're talking about Dom, bro. Thinking all illogically and shit. I'll say she's been the best thing in women's wrestling since this character started for sure. I won't argue that at all. And the Mariah May pairing was so brilliant. Like whoever came up with
that was genius.
Yeah, whoever came up with it deserves the biggest raise. Like you did it. You did it because that's fantastic. Because it literally led to this match, which again was just beautifully built and everything. Like so, bravo. I wish I knew who did it. I'm gonna Google that after.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Come up with because it's so good. And now for the main event. Man, I wish we could talk about Tony and Mira Shikawa all night, but Swerve Strickland defends his AEW title against the international champion Will Ospreay. And Will Ospreay's already given out title matches for that AEW title that he hasn't even won next week. What a cocky little shit, man.
Yeah.
So we have the golden boy of AEW versus the guy who should be the golden boy of AEW. And if by that you would think that the golden boy was the champion, but he's not. So I want to talk about the build before we talk about the winner here. How have you enjoyed the build?
I've enjoyed the build.
Okay. Have you had any?
I would say I've thoroughly enjoyed the build.
Okay. I was going to say, is there anything you were like not sure of or not cool with or anything? But you seem like very content with it. Like you were very happy with it.
No, I was very happy with it. I especially liked the promo the other week where Swerve mentioned his family and Will got all serious. Because I like that side of Will Ospreay. It shows the little violent, angry the man from Essex that he actually is underneath the calm, smiley exterior. So I enjoyed that. I like the fact that the whole point of why Swerve's going to beat him is because Swerve's a killer and Will's not. Will's lost his killer instinct. He'll go for the Tiger Driver. He'll screw it up, and Swerve will somehow turn it into the last call of the stump. House call on the stump. Swerve is willing to go to lengths that Will is not willing to go to. Has been the gist of the feud.
Because he's wrestled Hangman. So.
Yeah, and drank his blood.
He took a cylinder block to the back of somebody's head, bro.
Yeah. Swerve. He broke into a man's house and cut a villainous promo on his baby.
What did he do? He took some pliers to badass or daddy ass Billy Gunn's fingers, and I thought he cut him off. That's what I thought was happening there. But still, he's sinister, bro. He's sinister.
Yeah. So Swerve's, as much as I want the main event of All In to be Pac versus Will Ospreay. Pac or Pop. Will Ospreay wins the world title. And we get Pac versus Will, the two biggest British modern-day stars, against each other in Wembley Arena. It's the most sensible money-making thing to do. It will sell out All In. But Tony Khan...
Not going to sell out All In, bro. They got almost 40,000 tickets to sell still.
No, if you put Pac versus Will on in the main event, that would sell it out.
Now I want to see it happen. Just to see if this is true. Because that's a lot of tickets to sell in a month and a half.
Well, I get
on sale for £1 a piece.
You put that match on in the Wembley Arena. Me and my brother are going.
You're not going,
and we live 400 miles away.
So you didn't get tickets for it?
No, went last year. Loved it.
I know you went last year. I was curious if you were a return customer because I think of all the UK people I know that went last year, only one is going back, which is That's kind of sad, but
It's
I
right.
get it. I get
The
it.
thing is, even down to like we were in Philly. You couldn't turn around a street corner without seeing a WrestleMania sign. There was one sign for All In, and it was on Wembley Stadium.
It's not an event; it's just a show.
Yeah, it needs to be.
I wish they would put more into it.
The merch stand alone, we sent you the picture.
Yeah, that was not fun. I feel horrible for y'all for that kind of stuff because I've said this before. I think I want AEW. They spend a lot of money on things and they overpay talent. In my opinion,
Yes.
They overpay them. I know people are gonna be like, "That's rude." I'm not saying that the talent doesn't deserve to be paid well. That's not what I'm saying. But there's been times where
MJF doesn't need $15 million a year.
He's not making that. I don't think
I think it's $15 million over 3 years.
That's fine too. That's fine. MJF has earned it. That's fine for me.
Mm-hmm.
He's your guy. But I mean, this is based on just what I've seen. It might not even be true, and I might be just talking about my ass. But the Will Ospreay money we saw compared to what WWE had offered him. Like, why would you offer him that much more? That's crazy to me. Good for Will. Get your money, buddy.
Hell yeah.
I'm all for it. But it's just crazy to spend your money on that, but then not spend your money on promoting your shows in the towns you're going to be in. Not turning it into an event that people were like, hey, remember when we went to All In last year? That was awesome.
Yeah.
You're going to talk about, there was a few good matches we enjoyed. It was a good show, but you're not, when we talk about Philly, we talk about everything we did. And they're not doing that with All In here like they did last year. Maybe they're doing it this year. I don't know. They didn't do it last year. And when they go to shows, like they have a Collision and this, they don't promote it that well locally. I feel like they've been doing it a little bit more recently because Tony Khan was on TV shows and all that promoting it. And that's good. He should do that more often. If not him, send talent to do it.
Yes.
Put flyers out, spend some money on the marketing in town. The moment you know you're going to that town, I think that's what they should be doing and really hyping this thing up.
I completely agree.
Like, imagine someone
walking. For years.
What's that?
That's what WWE have done for years.
WCW used to do it. WCW used to do it back in the day. So
WCW used to throw
it's not anything new or crazy. It's like, you got to spend money to make money. And this is a thing I don't think they're doing well enough. And I can say this because I've been in towns. Like, I've gone to their shows. I see what's happening. It doesn't happen.
I went to their biggest show of all time, and it was the most unimpressive show I've ever been to.
Imagine the streets lined up. I don't even know if you can do this in England. I'm just kind of basing it off of my own personal experiences here in the United States. But imagine you go to a game at the Wembley Stadium, and then you're leaving, and then you're seeing flyers and things for All In. And you're like, I'm not doing anything on that day. I used to like wrestling. Let's go ahead and get some tickets for that. That should be fun. That kind of stuff does happen. I had a friend who never went to a wrestling show in his life. He moved down south to one of the bigger towns, and they were promoting the show there. He seen them promoting the show, and he goes, that might be kind of a fun thing to do. And he went, and he had a corner thing. And I didn't know any of this until he sent me a video of Matt Riddle taking his phone and being like, what's up, bro? And then he goes, this was fun. And I'm like, I didn't know you watch wrestling. He goes, I don't. He just saw it promoted and made plans to do it ahead of time. And I think
exactly.
I can't believe I wasn't dogging on AEW. I love AEW people. Anyway, it's not gonna be Pac-a-Pac versus Will Ospreay in the freaking main event of All In either, man. Come on.
Yes, it is, man. I'm gonna will it into the universe.
You go ahead and do that, and Dom's gonna win Money in the Bank, become world champion. I'm willing that into the universe too. We'll see whose is more crazy. What I like the most about the build is that they didn't put their hands on each other until the very last second of Dynamite.
Yeah.
And I like how they built it because Will did it 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
And then Swerve said, you're lucky you're my friend.
Yeah.
Then the next week, that's when they got personal with each other. They kind of built the animosity a little bit more. The tension built in this, and that's great. And then this week, Will decided he was going to be cute again, pull the title out from Swerve. Yeah. And Swerve says, not today, partner, and just cold cock. Now, with that, I want to ask you, man, I love that song. My girl, when she saw it happen, she goes, "Why did he just do that?" And I had to explain it to her, and she goes, "Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, make it make sense." Do you think? Because man, that would be really stupid for him to do this. But do you think that's Swerve kind of turning a little bit heelish?
I don't think so. I think the core of Swerve's character is his nut job. He's a violent man that does violent things for violent reasons. Because, like, I can't believe I'm going to say this because everyone's going to be like, how can you compare the two? It's a lot like Steve Austin.
How could you compare the two?
In the sense of neither man changed their character to get over with the fans. Austin was a violent man that did violent things for violent reasons, and people cheered him for it. Swerve is a violent man that does violent things for violent reasons, and people cheered him for it.
I think Austin's was a little bit different than that. I think why people cheered Austin was because he said all the things that we wish we could do in our everyday life, Stone Cold Steve Austin was doing. I do like the comparison though to an extent because I love Swerve Strickland. But he's kind of the anti-hero.
Yes.
Of AEW.
Yes.
And it works. It's not like he has to change anything about himself to
not in the slightest.
So, like if he's the babyface, Austin was always the babyface because he was just fucking awesome and fun. And that's not to say Swerve isn't. I'm just saying like there are people in AEW that we love or that a lot of fans like more. So if he's got to be heelish towards them, it's fine because he's still who he is. At the core, he's still Swerve Strickland. So I do like that about his character. And it's why I've gravitated towards him and been behind him since the day he showed up in AEW. I remember when he lost the North American title, I was pissed because it's like you had
I was so annoyed.
You had him win that title, not defend it for months, and then his first defense he loses it. Y'all don't deserve the man.
No.
And I'm good for Swerve for getting out, and look where he's at now. He might possibly be main eventing All In. That would be fucking dope.
That would be very cool.
Not Pac-a-Pac, Swerve. So
well,
I love
him. He's still going to be in the main event. So
Pac-a-Pac for Swerve in the main event of All In, bro. Tony Khan is a straight up sicko for real if he does that. Straight up for real.
Mate, it's a genius match.
No, that's not a main event of All In, man.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
No,
you want to do that
get
all
how big
out?
a deal. No, you don't get how big a deal Pac is over here.
I understand he's probably a big deal. I'm just saying you're not just booking for the UK crowd, though.
No, but that's what
You're
Tony
booking
does.
For your audience
when he went to Chicago, he booked for the Chicago fans. When he goes to Canada, he books for the Canadian fans. When he comes
in a
here,
main event
he books for us.
Not for a main event pay-per-view.
Yeah.
No, bro.
All day.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That would blow my mind. That would be the craziest main event they could possibly do, in my opinion, of the scenarios we have. Because some people think it's Swerve and Danielson. I'm like, no, you save that for Wrestle if you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm kind of torn, honestly, because I feel like I'm picking Swerve because I already have the main event of All In my head.
Yeah.
But if I look at AEW, the new golden child is clearly Will Ospreay. They're pushing him to the fucking moon
without a shadow of a doubt.
And it makes sense. He's very exciting. The fan base loves him. They've gravitated towards him. And like we said last week, I think he's taken the baton from Kenny and ran with it and done an amazing job being the guy.
Completely annoying. The best bounce machine, as it were.
So it's so hard here. I'm like, man, do I? You took Swerve?
Yeah.
Well, for the other things that happen that I say are going to happen, I can't pick Will. I just can't. So it's Swerve. I got to pick Swerve. So I think Will Ospreay loses this match, and then I also think he loses on Dynamite.
Okay.
So the next question here, the bonus question. This is our third bonus question. I think 3 is a good number. It's kind of a little bit loose-ended here, but does Swerve Strickland beat Will Ospreay? Since we both picked him, I can do this bonus question. Does he beat Will Ospreay clean?
Yes.
No cheating at all.
It doesn't need to. Will's lack of a killer instinct and his inability to do the Tiger Driver 1911 is what's going to cost him the match.
So then does he use it on MJF?
No,
because
he beats himself.
Because MJF is like brings out the killer in him. I feel like if anybody can do it, it's probably MJF.
Yeah,
but I don't see MJF
possibly
taking a Tiger Driver. I could see him being like, "Kiss my ass." That's what I would say.
Yeah.
So he doesn't cheat. I say he
Doesn't
cheats.
need to. Okay.
Here's how I'll book this. Not because I want it to happen. This is what I think happens. Just based. No, it doesn't. I can't even say that. Man, AEW is very exciting right now because I kind of don't know where it's going with certain things. I have my own ideas. My own ideas aren't real, so they're just mine. I think
it's an exciting time to be an AEW fan, and it's the most exciting time since the pandemic era that they've really made everybody start taking notice again. There's a lot of good things happening in AEW right now. There's a lot of guff, but there's always a lot of guff. But there's a lot of good things happening.
See, I don't even think there's that much guff. That's me though. Like, and again, I know I'm more of like a I love everything fan because
when I say guff, I mean Rampage as a show.
Rampage is not a bad show.
It's not a good
Collision.
show.
Collision is the. I don't want to say Collision's a bad show. I just don't think it's necessary. I think it dilutes Dynamite and Rampage.
Well, you see, I'd get rid of Rampage.
I wouldn't. I'd move Rampage. I've said this forever. I think I'd put Rampage on Saturday mornings because you guys could watch that live a lot more easy. You might have to be home on a Saturday night, but hey, your guys are sickos, so you would. And it's only an hour of your time. It's not going to kill your whole night. Whereas Collision,
I like a 2-hour wrestling show. That's my sweet spot.
Did you like WCW Saturday Night back in the day?
Yes.
See, it was 1 hour. I loved that show. I remember hanging out with my buddy all day, running home because Saturday night's home. Head down, watch Saturday night, eat my dinner, and then show up back at his house like an hour later. But yep, it's over, man. We can hang out again.
Yeah. We used to watch Worldwide because that was only an hour long.
Yeah. And Sunday Night Heat. Sunday Night Heat was a fun show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
hour long. It can't be. You can't have 1 hour long show if it's your primary one. I don't think. I know a lot of people got mad when NXT moved to 2 hours. I was like, no.
Yeah. No, it has to be 2 hours.
Primary show of NXT and it's becoming a bigger brand. It has to have 2 hours. I don't care what anyone says. But a lot of people liked NXT when it was 1 hour.
I know.
So I think again, Rampage moved to Saturday mornings and not like 7 a.m. for us or anything like that. I feel like 10 or 11 o'clock because then that's 4 or 5 for you guys.
Yeah.
And run it live. If you get rid of Collision, run it live. I don't even know how we got here.
Agree.
Swerve cheats.
No, neither do I. Swerve does not cheat.
Yes. Oh, well, because I was talking about the what did I say? I don't even remember.
Neither do I.
But we were praising Dynamite. How good the show
was a sidebar. That was a sidebar.
Yeah, that was a sidebar. I went off on
no, that's the point we were trying to make. Is Dynamite's a really good show at the moment. Yeah. There's some stuff that's not great sometimes, but
the guff. You brought up guff. That's what it was.
Guff.
There we go.
Yeah, but for the most part, it's a very good show. Jericho's awesome every single week. Don't care what anyone says. The Elite are doing interesting stuff, even if it's done in a sophomoric kind of way. The Acclaimed are being featured on TV every week, which is great for them. There's a lot of decent things happening in the mid card. Will Ospreay's being treated like the star he's supposed to be. Swerve is finally being treated like a champion. Like it's just there's a lot happening and there's wheels in motion, but it's getting better.
The most important part of all of that, and it's the stuff we don't usually talk about on Boomer Bust. We focus on the show and the fandom of it and what we enjoy and what we don't enjoy. Yeah. But to really break it down and get kind of more critical and analytical of it, the part that I think makes Dynamite really good right now is how easy it is to watch and follow along.
Yes.
I cannot remember the last time I've been able to say that about Dynamite. And here's proof of this. because our good buddy Tidy, who loves wrestling, he's not one of those ones who shit talks. If he doesn't like it, he doesn't like it, and he doesn't talk about it. He's just like, this wasn't for me. But he loves wrestling, and we had our podcast last week, and I afterwards I had told him, it might have even been on the show. I was like, hey man, if there's ever a chance for you to Dynamite another try, now's the time to do it. Because it's very easy to follow along. And he took my advice, he watched it, and he was messaging me Wednesday night about Dynamite. And that was fucking cool to me. Because like I've not based just with Tidy, and Tidy's my buddy, so that doesn't really it could just be because we're buddies and we think alike and all that. Hey babe, what's up? See you in a little bit, I think. But the fact that I was like, AEW's on a watchable show, I get someone to watch it who loves wrestling, he watches it and he doesn't like it. And now I'm seeing it's really good. It is watchable. Give it a try. He watches it. He goes, you were right. This is actually watchable. I'm enjoying it. I'm not crazy, people. I'm not talking shit to talk shit. I'm talking shit because I want to do better.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've said it for ages. The more places there are for wrestlers to work, the better it is for the business. And AEW is a massively good thing for the wrestling business as a whole, regardless what anybody wants to say. It is good that AEW exists.
Yes.
That it's ran by a man who couldn't book his way out of a paper bag, but it still exists. And that's what's important. It gives more guys more opportunity to ply their craft on freaking television.
Hey, it's funny he can't book himself out of did you say a paper bag?
Paper bag.
Dang, the joke's ruined. I was going to say he can't book himself out of a plastic bag. That's crazy because he's pretty familiar with plastic bags with all that coke he does. Oh, shit, zinger. No, you cool, man. Do it if you want to. If you don't, I'm sorry. Whatever. But this is what AEW has done, being as good as it has. I already watch like 8 hours a week. And I don't have the time I had a few months ago. So 8 hours, like I'm invested because I'm really enjoying it. And I have like the greatest fiance in the world because she supports it and watches it with me. It's fucking awesome.
Which is awesome.
Yes, it's literally one of the coolest things that's ever happened in my life. It's so awesome. But what it has done, it has made me be like, all right, what other awesome wrestling can I go find? Yeah. I'm literally teetering on the idea of subscribing to Triller just to test this out and watch GCW, to follow along with GCW, because I could probably do that. What? Put an earbud in, watch it, and
you know what? As long as you're okay with hyperviolence in wrestling, GCW is a good product. Matt Cardona is doing a wonderful job as their general manager at the moment.
Because Matt Cardona is awesome.
Yeah, while he's injured. Blake Christensen is a great wrestler who's become a really good, believable heel. There's a lot of deathmatch guys, but there's a lot of guys there that can really wrestle and work their ass off. Like Jordan Oliver is a great young talent.
I'll tell you what,
Keith cut his teeth there. Jungle Boy cut his teeth there. Maxwell Jacob Friedman went through GCW as well. It's been a breeding ground for hot young talent for a very long time.
For sure.
I watched it religiously with a friend of mine on a weekly basis for a very long time. Don't see that friend anymore. But I like GCW. I've seen it live. I went last year on WrestleMania weekend for the Jerry Janelle spring break.
And I went as well to the Evie's Big Gay Brunch. Like, I've been to a GCW show. I know most of what I'm getting in. And that extreme deathmatch stuff, I'd probably just fast forward through, honestly. Unless they're telling a story I'm invested in. I've been told they don't really do too much storytelling, but they do storytelling.
There is some.
My one of the people I follow on Twitter said that the Effie Mance Warner feud that was going on was probably his favorite thing in wrestling going on. And I'm thinking, like,
it was really good.
Over this and this and this and this and this, at the very least, it has to be good.
Yes.
And I've been an Effie guy. I like Effie. So I'm with how good wrestling is, I'm like, okay, maybe I should start exploring for some more fun wrestling. I'm going to turn into one of those little smart marks that ends up hating WWE because it's evil. I won't succeed anymore. No, I'm just joking. That'll never happen. That's just running through my bloods. I would like to thank Dijak tonight for counter-programming us, little bastard. He did it after I already booked this one. He did it on purpose. But good luck to him wherever he goes. Because
yes, indeed. It's a crying shame. Massive shame he didn't really get a shot on the main roster, except for that stupid T-bar gimmick.
It's
But
silly to me.
It's just, it makes no sense. The man is a tremendous worker. He's never going to be world heavyweight champion, but he's a tremendous upper mid card guy. Can have a great match with just about anyone. As Simon said in our show today, you put him in a ring with Dragunov, and the guy will get over.
And I'll tell you how easy it is to get him involved in something. Literally, because I saw someone say something, and I'm like, how would I introduce Dijak? Oh, boom, just like this. Because there's Baron Corbin's on the main roster, who is very good, who gets over with the fan base, and he's not really doing anything. Oh, why don't you just put him and Dijak together in a tag team? That would be fun. That would be awesome. That way you're giving the audience a little bit of an idea of who this guy is. You can then kind of gauge, is he worth signing again? Is he not worth signing again? And then whatever, do it then. To not give him a chance, so I was pissed. I was like, come on, man. He's good. He's got a good look. He can get in the ring with anybody. And he is more than okay with being like a top mid-card guy. If that's his seal, I don't think he'd complain. I think he's like, yeah, that's fine. I just love wrestling. Dijak versus Drew McIntyre, bro.
No, I know.
Come on.
Just
Dijak versus Sheamus.
Versus Randy Orton.
Man. That's an Intercontinental title match. And it didn't happen.
Versus Randy Orton in a King of the Ring.
God. That's a... Yeah, I'm thinking about it and it makes me more mad now. But good luck to him. I know he's gonna go somewhere and kill it.
If he goes to TNA, he'll be TNA World Champion. If he goes to AEW, he'll probably win the international title / the continental title.
I think he's probably gonna go more along the lines of Dolph Ziggler and Ali, and even his boys Mason Mansoor. They kind of were doing it. Not on the same level as the other ones, but I think Dijak does that for a little bit.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Just to get some cred behind him. Not that he needs.
I'd love to see him in New Japan.
Yeah.
They could do with a guy like him right now.
I would go out of my way to watch his matches in New Japan. Not live, because that's way too early for me.
It's like 6 a.m.
I'm not a sicko. But yeah, man, we rambled there. That's fine, because I wanted to talk about that stuff. So we're good. Dijak, can't wait. Sorry for you, man. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it sucks.
Nick, say goodbyes. Let them know what they need to know, where they gotta find you, and all that good stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we do here, then you like what we do at Wrestling Legion. Me and my two good buddies sit, we talk everything wrestling. We do it on a weekly basis. I also do fancy booking shows where King here is my current world heavyweight champion, forever champ. Nobody can beat him. Haven't got an opponent at the moment. If you would like to compete in fantasy booking warfare in 3 rounds of fantasy booking warfare against Jup King, Jimmy Baby, please hit me up on Twitter. My handles are here,
right below him.
Here, and we will set it up. We also do watch-alongs for NXT takeovers called Takeover the Table with our good friends Cap and Matty Laws over from Raw. Do that every other Sunday at 6 p.m. UK time. There are loads of fun. But other than that, just remember, we are but 2 geeks obsessed with a good show, and our opinion means nothing without yours in the comments below.
And if you don't do that, you see that little image up in the corner over above Nick's head? That's going to be me coming through your screen. You got to do all that good stuff. Other than the AEW Dynamite Boom or Bust that you would normally watch at this time slot on this channel. Last weekend, we did a Positively Awesome Wrestling. We did a return. It was myself, Tidy, and Albert, and we had a good old time, and we talked about all the fun stuff that's been happening in WWE, and it was just amazing because we hadn't done it in a minute, and it went forever. I had to cut it off because it was going too long, but it was fun. It was awesome. So if fun and awesome is your shindig, that's where y'all need to go watch it. Go check it back too, because it wasn't even the show wasn't dedicated to what was happening at that time. We were literally just talking about the things that are happening in wrestling in general. So you're not gonna be listening to shit that happened last week. So go watch that. It's a lot of fun. And if I see people watching it and reacting to it, might be more inclined to do it all more often. And then we have our buddy from Positively Awesome Wrestling. He has slam sessions. he puts in a lot of work to these things. So if toys, wrestling toys is your shindig. This is the second time I got to use
He is
that
the Matt
word.
Cardona of wrestling YouTube.
There you go.
Even though
right
technically
there.
Matt Cardona is the Matt Cardona of wrestling YouTube, but other than the actual Matt Cardona, this is the Matt Cardona of wrestling
Matt
YouTube.
Cardona has given him props on his Macho Man Randy Savage collection. So if you're a Macho
Yes.
Man fan, you don't need any more pushing to go check this out. Again, he puts a lot of work into these videos, and he has a lot of toys, and it's really awesome. So go watch that and support that and all that good stuff. You don't know how many more you're gonna get out of it, man. Y'all missing out. It's good stuff. So with that, watch his stuff. Watch Slam Sessions. Hey, go watch Raw Ball too, especially if you like sports. That's fine. The love can go everywhere. But that's all for tonight, and we will be back next week for AEW Dynamite Boom or Bust, the post Forbidden Door show. So hopefully we get a lot of good juicy stuff on that.
Yes,
but
very good.
That's the show for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching, and we will be back next Thursday. So toodles.